During Step 4, Goal and Strategy Selection, young people will decide how they want to change a policy or practice they identified in Step 3. This step uses the same democratic decision-making practices used in Step 2. See Tips Card 7 Decision-Making for a youth-facing resource on this entire process. Step 4 begins with setting a project goal. What do youth hope to see changed as a result of their work? They have identified the policies or practices surrounding the chosen issue. Now they can focus on choosing a specific policy or practice they want to change. To do so, support them in reviewing the key research findings from Step 3 and discuss which are the most viable options that will create the change they want to see. Once the group has identified a policy or practice to change, they can write their goal. Often the choice of which policy or practice to change becomes clear when youth discuss the options. If not, use a voting method like 4 corners or heads down, thumbs up to decide among the top contenders, or revisit the Change You Want to See activity from Step 3. Now it's time to choose the steps you are going to take to achieve your goal. These are your strategies. There are many different types of strategies, but in order to create sustainable change, you must ask for change. Consider who will need to be influenced in order to create that change and speak to them. It's okay to have additional strategies, too. Asking for change is when youth approach people in power to request a change in the rules that govern an issue. The people in power could be your city council, your principal, or even a private business owner, but it needs to be someone in authority to change the rules. To determine which strategies will work best for your situation, set criteria. Just as you did in Step 2, work with your group to develop a list of criteria. Here are a few tips to consider when choosing criteria. Are the strategies realistic given your resources? Were previously implemented strategies successful? And will your strategies achieve the project goal? Use the differences between Step 2 and Step 4 criteria handout for more information. Once the criteria are set, break youth into 4 to 5 groups. The more groups you have, the more strategy ideas you will have to vote on, so we recommend limiting this number. Ask groups to develop a strategy plan. Use the project goal and strategy statement organizer to help each group keep their thoughts organized and clear. We recommend that you use multiple strategies to meet their goals and think about the following questions when developing their ideas. Who do they need to influence to ask for change? What do you want those people to do? What are you going to do in order to see this change through? Perhaps they have a poster awareness campaign at school tied to a request that the principal change recycling policies. Or perhaps they collect signatures at a local event that they then use as a part of their presentation to the city council. Groups will then present their strategy ideas to the class, making sure to read their project goal and strategy statements. Use the criteria that your group has already chosen to vote on one strategy plan. Use the strategy selection grid to make your decision. At the end of the activity, all of the votes are tallied and a strategy plan will emerge. If there is a tie, ask youth how they would like to proceed. They might add another criteria and re-vote on the top 2 strategies or have a debate. It is important to have a discussion on how to proceed. Once you have chosen a strategy plan, you're almost ready to move on to implementation. Take a moment to provide space for reflection on this decision. Use this quick checklist to make sure you are ready to move on to Step 5, taking action. The group's goal reflects the research they have done and decisions they have made. The chosen strategies are a logical and sustainable way of addressing the issue. The decision-making process considered multiple voices, both youth and adult. Youth updated their work portfolio with materials from this decision-making process. Congratulations! You're ready to move on to Step 5, taking action. All of the materials referenced in this video and more can be found at earthforceresources.org.